The Galaxy Note 10.1 2014 edition is one of the last Note tablets that Samsung has released, but despite its age and in my tablet's case the obvious bell scars, it is still a surprisingly good tablet in the present time. I got this tablet at the end of 2013, and since then I've dropped it a rough estimate of 30 times, damaging the screen, the paint, and more recently the power button and the volume rocker. But the only time that I had to send the tablet to a repair shop was when the power button would no longer function properly, rendering the shutdown tablet completely useless. But it was quickly replaced at the expense of $15. My tablet does have a screen protector put on, as you can see, but it was put on only after the first 20 drops, in the fear that the next one might be fatal, with chunks of the glass coming out. I can't help feeling that if this tablet had Gorilla Glass, like the Note Pro 12.2 has, the damage of the screen would not be as substantial. But the bright side is that the touchscreen still works flawlessly, and you'll see that in a moment. The S Pen as well is not the original one that came with the tablet, as I've lost that one last year while running. This one actually belonged to a Note smartphone, hence the size difference. Now that we got the physical aspect out of the way, it is time to boot it up, in order to test its almost 3-year-old features. One thing to note before we dive into it is that I've been using this tablet every single day in the past 3 years almost. I've been using it as my phone and as my computer, averaging about 10 hours of usage per day. It also suffered through many nights of its screen being turned on the whole time, with games running on it as it was charging. Taking that into consideration, I have yet to experience any drops in performance or failures. Even the battery is still holding up, while in standby mode, as I sleep for 8 hours, it doesn't even lose 1% of its charge. As I click on the icons and scroll through the menus, the experience is quite smooth and lagless. Applications respond fairly quickly. Going to the settings in the About Device section, you can see that this Android version is 5.1.1 for the tablet, which is Lollipop. This has been upgraded from the original Jelly Bean, and sadly I think this is the last update that this tablet will ever see. Now moving on to the S Pen, which is by far my favorite feature of the tablet. When pressing the Air Command button, you are greeted with a slightly different menu than the latest Note smartphones in regards to options. The most notable difference being the existence of this pen window feature, which has been completely removed from Samsung's Note series. There's a wide variety of applications that can be opened with it, and there are apps in the Play Store that can configure even games to be opened in this window. What I use it for the most is watching YouTube videos while playing games or browsing the internet. It runs everything smoothly.
Before we board with a look at the new Samsung Galaxy Note 10.1 2014 edition.
To conclude, the Galaxy Note 10.1 2014 edition is one of Samsung's best tablets even by today's standards, and I definitely recommend it for media consumption, games and day-to-day use. But if they were ever to release another Note tablet in the future, considering it's already been more than 2 years since the last one, I would be all over it in a heartbeat.